Our sincerest apologies. We're as frustrated as you are. But the good news, the game is up, the game is on. The bad news, well, Canada down 1-0 to Uruguay. Gareth Wheeler, Jimmy Brennan with you. Nicholas de la Cruz, a set-piece goal. Well-taken free kick, top corner, just narrowly went over the four-man Canada wall, gave Uruguay a 1-0 lead through 6 minutes. The foul was committed by Kamal Miller in the build-up to that goal. Alphonso Davies has been lively down the left-hand side. Canada did have a chance for a corner kick with Alistair Johnston narrowly putting the ball past the net. Gareth Wheeler, former Canadian men's national team member, Jimmy Brennan with you. Let's get on with it. Let's have a great game here, well, at least for the next 74 minutes.
Yeah, look, it's not the start that Canada wanted, obviously, but there's still plenty of time to play. So, we talked before the match here that we're expecting Canada to play with intensity. It's not going to be the same as the way that they played against Qatar. There's going to be a lot more urgency. There's going to be a lot more flow in this game. And obviously, the Canadians, especially in this game, have got to lift the intensity.
Canada have been trying to press just maybe a little bit the steps too slow, committing plenty of fouls here in the early stages. It's a 4-4-2 for Uruguay, attacking left to right on your screen. Canobio, he was fouled in the build-up to the goal. It's Uruguay side playing a 4-4-2 for Diego Alonso, coming off a 1-0 loss to Iran on Friday. Center back is an issue for Uruguay as their preferred top four center backs all out through injury. No Edinson Cavani either, but Darwin Nunez and Luis Suarez lead the line for Uruguay here today. Sam Atakubi stepping in. Just the one change for Canada as Richie Laryea replaces Junior Hoylett in the side. Good ball down the left-hand side. Tracks past Alistair Johnston and into the hands of Milan Borjan wearing the captain's armband today. Jimmy, the last time Canada beat a South American side, well, you were in the team that day. 2000, it was a historic day, winning the Gold Cup 2-0 against Colombia. It can have a galvanizing effect beating a team like this, can't it? So what could Canada, with the successful performance here over the remainder of this game, mean for this group heading into the World Cup?
It'll give them more confidence as well, knowing that they can beat and they can match Uruguay. There was no difference when we played Colombia. The confidence that it gave us after beating them, it was something special. And as players, look, there's no doubt this Canadian team is going to be well up for this game today. They know it's going to be a tough match, and they're going to want to test themselves. So these are the type of games you want to play in as a player, and especially if you can get a good result, good performance, that momentum will carry you forward into the next match.
Canada getting numbers into the attacking third. Kamal Miller looking for options, finds Alphonso Davies on the inside. To Eustachio. Canada have looked fluid in the attack to start this game. Vitoria. Straight to De La Cruz. Danger for Canada. Borjan quick off his line. Had to be as Darwin Nunez was in all alone. Johnston tried to play that ball quickly the other way.
Borjan did very, very well there. Reading the play, he's off his line and does well to get a tackle in there and stop an opportunity for Uruguay.
Borjan's down, going to require some treatment. Milan Borjan today, his 67th cap, tying him for 7th all-time with Lyndon Hooper. Picked up his 32nd clean sheet for Canada. That's tops all-time, his 6th in his last 8 games for Milan Borjan. He's the goalkeeper from right to left across the back five. It's Laryea, Johnston, Vitoria, Miller, Atakubi, Eustachio, and Sammy Piette. Cap number 64 puts him 9th all-time for Canada today. And a front three of Larin, David, and Davies. There's Borjan. We've seen this during the qualifying campaign. Oftentimes, if Herdman's not liking what he sees or wants to change things tactically, oftentimes a goalkeeper does go down, receive some treatment. Seems like the signal meant things are clear, and perhaps just a sign of Canada trying to alter things.
Yeah, look, I think when he slid there, it looked like he got clipped on the ankle with a stud. And obviously, you don't feel it right away. It's after when you're going back to goal that you start to feel it. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But it gives an opportunity as well for Herman now to kind of adjust and reevaluate that last situation that's just happened. And how did they just break through our back line there so easy with one penetrating pass?
More of a crowd here in Slovakia than we saw in Austria on Friday. It was also awkward for Uruguay as they played Iran basically behind closed doors, as there's some fear on the Iranian side of things that there would be protests being staged. It's a messy situation and a very difficult situation for the Iranian players to enter the World Cup in, seeing what's going on in their country right now. Diego of Uruguay taking over for Oscar Tabarez after 15 years in charge. It's his first loss in 8 games in charge for Alonso in that game against Iran. Herdman said didn't really learn much about Uruguay in that game, as Iran kind of parked the bus and just played counter-attacking football. The goal came. Borjan, nervy moment there after Uruguay had made 5 changes. Johnston.
This is where I'd like to see Canada moving the ball around quick. Keep that possession, make Uruguay work, find those little pockets. It's a good build-up play.
Davies. Jonathan David gets it on his left foot. Rochette makes the stop. Good action by Canada, switching from right to left, finding David.
That's good play. That's what you want to see with the Canadian team. When you do get the ball, keep it. Possession with a purpose. And you can see there, they're all comfortable in possession. Move the ball around quick. There was a rhythm in their play. Born. Cool as a cucumber there, wasn't he?
Always is. Johnston. Uruguay, they're starting 11. Rochette's the goalkeeper. It's a back 4 from right to left of Varela, Martin Caceres, Sebastian Caceres, Oliveira's the left back. Bentancur Valverde, the Real Madrid man, features in the middle of the park. De La Cruz, Canobio on the wings. Nunez and the captain, Luis Suarez. Cat number 134. That's number 2 all time for Uruguay here today. Long ball played into touch. 50-50 in terms of possession. Same amount of passes completed for both sides. 1 chance, 1 goal for Uruguay in this one. 6th minute, Nico de la Cruz off a free kick.
And that's the difference too. Sometimes when you're playing these top teams and you've got world-class players, you can't afford to make mistakes in and around the box and give silly fouls away because they can punish you.
De La Cruz plays his club football for River Plate. That's his 2nd international goal, also scored against Panama in the June window. Rochette plays for Nacional in Uruguay. Varela. Good switch. There's the goal scorer, De La Cruz. Different shape for Alonso, figuring out how to find the best system to complement his players. Vecino, Torreira, among others on the bench. De La Cruz steps past Piet. From distance, catches Borjan off his line. Just high, just wide.
Clever little plays. That was, I felt that Uruguay broke through the Canadians too easy there. And obviously lifts his head up, sees Borjan off the line. A little bit unlucky.
The high press comes. Canada failed to play out. Bentancur inside. It's going to be Piet's to take. To Johnston. Has Lorea to his right. Larry made the run over the top. Service didn't come. Victoria. Come on, Miller. David made a great run through the middle as well. Watch out for that. Uruguay plays a very high line. You have a good perspective of how high their defensive line is. And that's an area where potentially Canada, with their pace, can catch them.
Yeah, 100%. You can see their lines are high, but that's where you want David, Lauren, Fonzie, just getting in behind, opening up their legs, show their pace, because then what ends up happening, the Uruguay defenders start panicking a little bit, thinking, we've got to drop a little bit more now. We've got to drop because these guys are too quick. But you saw that great run there by David as well. He's such a clever player. He looks for those third-man runs, looks to take defenders out of position, to open up other areas for players to come into. But even here, you just want to start seeing the Canadians try to break the lines, try to get in behind, test them.
Canada confident on the ball. 1-2 between Eustachio and Davies doesn't come off. De La Cruz turns again. That's a great ball. Canobio in behind Anakubi. Canobio plays into support to Suarez. Nunez up and over. Darwin Nunez. Another big opportunity for Uruguay. Crisis averted for Canada.
Yeah, again, it just came through the middle of the park again, didn't it? Great threaded passing behind. Suarez with that cheeky little chip, back stick. Obviously, Nunez would like that one again. 9 times out of 10, you're expecting him to finish that.
It's been the big question about Uruguay. How do you play Suarez and Nunez together? That connection, very good. Both number 9s, you don't really want to play one of those players on the wing. You want to play them both through the middle of the park. Eustachio misses Lorea. Nunez made an £85 million move from Benfica to Liverpool. Sort of really well. Community Shield changed the game. It's Man City. Opening match of the season was an absolute monster at Fulham. Then was sent off for a headbutt against Crystal Palace. And he's missed a number of half chances or full chances, just like he did right there. Still a very young player. Davies. In between 2 Canadian players, Uruguay a chance to go the other way. All played long. Victoria's not going to win that race. Lorea, good help. Good turn by Davies. He's looking for Laren. Canada not sitting back, Jimmy. Sometimes when you play one of the top sides, a lot of teams in world football sit back, park the bus a little bit more. Canada out there pressing, trying to force the issue.
Yeah, of course. Look, we have to. We have to. We've got quality players up top. We've got to get them on the ball. We've got to win the ball in good areas. And you can see there that they were pressing. And they're in the final third because that's where they want to win the ball. They want to get the ball won there so that they're closer to goal rather than dropping all the way down. I mean, that's the old Canadian football was we bunker in, hover around the box, and as soon as we get it, we look for a counter. But with this squad here, you want them on the ball, so press it, get it back as quick as possible.
Good ball, Eustachio out of Kubi. Poor clearance onto the foot of Laren, heavy touch. Bentancur wins that back. Valverde plays that quick, misses Nunez again. Frustrating start for Darwin Nunez.
You can see there a few times now. We've given the ball away a little bit too easy, a little bit cheap. But then Uruguay, as soon as they get it, they want to spring forward as quick as possible. So defensively, we've got to be sound. We've got to make sure that we're organized, especially in possession. Sensing danger.
Valverde takes that ball away. Bruchette. Varela goes down. That's going to be looks like the referee's going to give a free kick.
That's not a free kick. That's soft.
Slovakian match official here today, Peter Kralovic, 39 years of age. There's Diego Alonso. First manager to win the CONCACAF Champions League with 2 sides. Did it with Pachuca as well as Monterrey. It was the inaugural first ever manager for Inter Miami. That was short-lived, and is now taking on this very important project with Uruguay. Kenobi. Big sliding challenge from Kamal Miller. Suarez. To Nunez. Knocks that down, knocks that in. Nunez set things right after a glaring miss 5 minutes ago. Not that time. Got up high, knocked it down. Nunez beats Borjan. It's 2-0 for Uruguay.
Great ball by Suarez. You can see there as he gets to the byline, lifts his head up, knows exactly where he's putting that ball. Great finish by Nunez. Arches his back and gets that ball down. Makes it very difficult for Borjan.
Third Uruguay goal for Darwin Nunez. It was always going to be a challenge for Canada's center backs dealing with the size and physique of Darwin Nunez. Very good in the air and punishes Canada. More good service from Luis Suarez on that goal, and Uruguay doubles their lead.
Goes to show you, though, world-class strikers, they don't need much space. And that's why it's so important with the Canadians defending, especially in and around that box. Get as tight as possible. Make it very, very difficult, because if you give them half a yard, they'll punish you.
Eustachio switches to Lorea. Make that David. Shifting over to that right-hand side. David inside to Eustachio. Good ball out, wide right. Johnson across into the hands of the goalkeeper. Multiple options. Didn't pick the right one.
No, he's got to pick somebody out there. Even if he lifts it far stick, you had Larn that was there waiting for it. Could have maybe even taken the space, another few yards going in to draw out more defenders.
Is this a little bit of a gut check time for Canada? Down 2 goals. It's a really good side in Uruguay. That's where you need to test yourself against a little bit of adversity.
For sure, for sure. Look, you're playing against a very, very good team. You know, the Canadians are getting tested today, but you know, at the same time, I'm sure going into this game, John Herdman's got objectives. He's going to be looking for certain things in this match. He's got to make sure that this team hits them. But again, as well, 2-0 down, still got to continue going forward and be brave. Be brave. Play with confidence. It's easy for players now, 2-0 down, just to drop the shoulders and not push as much as they want to, but you can't. You got to keep going.
Bentancur, the Spurs man. Splits it back 2. Johnston sticks Nunez. Play continues. Piet. David. Miller. Piet. Atakubi gets there first. Eustachio out to Davies with a little bit of space. Foul given, set piece chance for Canada in the 38th. Davies to take. Goes to the far post. Victoria. Can't quite get there.
But I'd like to see Davies whip it in rather than play that straight ball across. It's easy to defend, but with his quality of his left foot, he could have easily whipped it around the back.
Davies steps past Bentancur. Plays it out to David. Not a very good ball right there. Misses Davies, the return pass. Dela Cruz has been active in the middle of the park. Piet, real challenge for Sammy Piet. As well, give away. Canada back in possession. Victoria. Eustachio. Well done by Stefan Eustachio. Atakubi closed down quickly. Davies now on it. Alfonso Davies, switch to the far side. Laren! Blocked. Just that little hesitation cost Canada a clear chance on goal. Second phase, Lorea. Davies, this is good from Canada. Lorea.
That was great play by the Canadians. Lovely to see, good football. Just bounced up before him, he couldn't get it set out of his feet.
Ball whipped in that time. Who's it come off last? Laren, it's going to be a goal kick.
That's where we're at our best, is when we start running at players, using our pace, looking to get in behind. That's where your opportunities are going to come from. Much better.
Uruguay showing a healthy dose of respect to Canada, almost giving them the ball at times, forcing them into area, then the press comes. But they're starting from a deeper position.
Yeah, no, they are. They are. You know, especially these situations right now, I'd like to see the Canadians go a little bit harder, close down quicker, get together as a unit.
Miller. Davies just playing off the inside. There he is, in between the lines. Davies 1v1. Davies lays it off inside to David. Blocked by Rochette.
What a great ball by Davies there. He's got such good vision. Finds himself in great little areas. You can see as well when he starts getting on that ball and he starts running at defenders. They're terrified.
Davies, touch, knocked down. Can Davies get there first? Dela Cruz plays that out, not taking any chances. Some good play here by Canada, earns them a corner kick.
Very good play. What a great ball that was. Again, David with his runs, he's such a clever player.
The second corner kick of the game coming from Canada is going to be Alfonso Davies to take. Davies whips it in, good ball. Laren was there. Atakubi gets there first. Eustachio, Valverde putting pressure. Goes all the way back to Borja. Good composure by Borja, but a poor ball. Chance for Uruguay to counter. Borja needs to be quick again. He is.
Warren very, very lucky there. If you're not sure, just get the ball forward. Just play it long. Can't afford to make mistakes like that.
He did well taking his time, not playing the ball directly into pressures, just the execution of the pass
just
simply wasn't there.
Took too long on the ball.
Yeah. Johnston. Stacking. Switch to Miller. Side to David. At the top, David knocks that down. Laren lurking. Canada playing well, east-west, playing between the lines, causing some problems.
That's what we're saying there. Just try to get in behind. Another great little run.
Davies.
It's better. Be patient. Move the ball quick. Get a good rhythm in.
Stacchio wrong side of Lorea. Runs into touch.
You can see what Lorea was saying there. He's making a run across the line, trying to get in behind. Wasn't the ball that he wanted.
Lorea with some real competition for the World Cup at that outside right back role. Junior Hoylett did well against Qatar. Different opponent, however, on Friday. Tajon Buchanan may return here tonight after a lengthy absence through injury, providing some competition as well. Valverde, cool. Straight back to Rochette. Davies. For front three for Canada, they just all work so hard defensively for the team.
No, they do. That's where it starts. Attackers defending first. They're the first ones to engage in situations, and then the rest have got to follow. The midfielders have got to go. The defenders have to push up. But you're right, though. They've got great work ethic.
Johnston. There he goes. Piet takes his spot. Good switch to Miller. Davies, all kinds of pressure on him. Dangerous ball. He and Bentancur come together. Stacchio switches on Lorea again, this time on the right side. Piet. Stacchio tried that quick through ball, didn't hit Johnston or Lorea.
See what he's trying to do there. Just that little one around the corner. Didn't connect with it as well as he would have liked to. But he's such a quality player, Stacchio. When he gets on that ball and he moves it, he's got great vision. Always has a good rhythm in the game.
David across. Kind of wanted a handball, nothing given there, and a chance for Uruguay to go the other way. That has to be offside. Yes. Nunez is protesting, but to be a foot or two offside.
He's off. He can complain all he wants. He's offside.
Laren knocked on. overall, Canada showing some really positive play here through the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, they've had some great moments where you're watching, moving the ball around well, making some good penetrating runs, good passes. Just need a little bit more quality in that final third and around that box. Overall, it's not bad. Yeah, of course, the score, you can see in the first 5-6 minutes. And then obviously, Nunes scoring as well. Going and halftime 2-0 down. But, it's second half now. The Canadians got to come out and probably look to adjust a few things, maybe a few changes. Hopefully then we'll get on that scoreboard.
Canada with 59% possession in the first half, but some learnings. When you step up a class, half chances get punished. A free kick goal by De La Cruz, a Nunez header, and Canada trails 2-0 through 45 minutes in Bratislava, Slovakia.
Fun. Intelligence. Drive. They run in the family. Corolla.
Sports can bring us together or tear us apart. But you know what never disappoints?
Shawarma?
We're making what you're craving, Osmos.
We're used to labels. Apologetic. Sweet. Pushovers.
1, 2, 3,
But screw labels. No more being polite. No more sugarcoating. Because we're labelless and limitless. Oat Canada, the official plant protein partner of Canada Soccer.
all come together.
Adam Jenkins, Christian Jack, Andy Petrillo, and Oliver Platt will join us momentarily, maybe in block number 2, but we do apologize for the technical difficulties off the hop. Nearly though, KJ, Uruguay, speaking of off the hop, got to a really fast start. I think John Herdman would have been expecting it, and before Canada really knew it, it was 2-0 for La Celeste.
Yeah, first of all, a tremendous 45 minutes, proper football game, ball on the ground, both teams attacking each other. But the goals in itself, Canada will be very disappointed the way they gave them up. Kamal Miller concedes a needless free kick in the first place, and this is just a tremendous goal. Actually, you can see De La Cruz actually slips as he hits it. Boyan will be disappointed. Any goalkeeper who gets beat that side will be disappointed. I don't think he expects it to come in as a shot. I think the way he's positioned up, it looks like he's going to the back post. So I think certainly the way that the pace of the ball surprised him. And then to give away a goal like this, as easy as this from a throw-in, and Akubi slips, and it's just a lump to the back post from Suarez. It's a simple goal from Nunez. It does speak a little bit to the lack of quality in terms of physical stature from Canada's back line. You know, Nunez is a big boy. He does a good job to back up, and it's a brilliant header. He goes over the top of it and heads it down. You know, we expect that from a world-class star like Nunez, but from Canada's point of view, we've done so well in possession to stop Uruguay from attacking, to give away a goal 10 seconds earlier from a throw-in. that's not something they'd certainly want to look back on.
Yeah, megastar Darwin Nunez, and for fans of Uruguay, they will certainly be happy with the performance finally for country. This is a guy who scored, I think it was 2019, 2020, and then COVID affected a lot of things for Uruguay, but to have him score in a third different year now is positive for them. Some positives for Canada in this as well. It's not all doom and gloom. Sure, it took them a second or two to get up to speed, KJ, but when they were there, you started to see flashes of their identity. Again, these obviously aren't those moments.
No, this is what really is struggling for Canada. You know, in possession, you can see the transition, how you can play through midfield very quickly. Bentancur's been the best player on the pitch. You can see how quickly they move away from Piet and Estacio to open those chances. This leads to an audacious attempt again by De La Cruz. But quickly, you can see how they play. When you win a transition, how fast they move. You can see this is a great move here, how quickly they play through the midfield. And once you've got them on the back foot, then you're in behind Canada. And this leads to a glorious chance by the aforementioned Nunez here. You can see how they've got into that final third, ball over the top. And you think if he's wearing the red of Liverpool, he's striking that in front of the cop. So, you know, ultimately those moments that I think Canada will look back on and look over and think they've got to be tighter, particularly in the transition game.
So two big things. One, John Herdman knows that this was going to be a test. This is what they wanted. Canadian supporters were like, Qatar, 2-0, that was too easy. Well, this is the other side of that coin. These are where Canada's going to get tested. And John had told us, even if they don't get the result, they want a winning performance. These were the glimpses of that winning performance.
What I like about them is they haven't gone direct. They've stuck to their plan and they're keeping the ball, and then they understand when they need to put that ball over the top. Uruguay play a high line. That's a great opportunity as David makes the run. Again, look how calm they are to play through Uruguay's press here. You know, these are difficult times. You're down in a game against an opponent that's bringing incredible intensity and speed, and you can switch from play to play, and you feel like you can stay in the game. That's a great ball by Davies on the left foot to open it up. And that's a great opportunity by David. Again, here you can see how comfortable they are. Uruguay press with a front five. You play through that with a great ball, and suddenly you're away. And that point, you got Adekubi playing in that. And then they come inside, and now you've got behind Bentancur and obviously Valverde. And this is a great opportunity. The first touch is just not there from Laren. But those moments are coming because they're still brave in possession, sticking to their identity, even though the outcome of the game is not going their way. They're not changing who they are. And I think they're the positives that we rammed home at halftime.
Yeah, and John had promised scary moments and promised that Canada was going to need to be near perfect. They've got their test. There's no surprises now. Second 45 will be where Canada decides this match. Speaking of decisions, Halifax Wanderers, do they want to make the playoffs? Odds are stacked against them, but this is must-win territory tonight. 7 p.m. local time in Halifax. They will host Pacific, the final coastal clash of the season. Nightfall in Bratislava. Andy and Ollie, they are staying up late. They'll be joining us when we come back on the other side of this break. This is Match Day Live. Canada trailing by 2-0.
To play. It's something that's in us from the very beginning, and something we take with us on every step of the journey. When we have no words, it gives us a way to speak. When we are still finding our way in the world, it gives us somewhere to belong.
Canada are out shooting Uruguay 6-4, 2 shots on target apiece, and Canada actually with more of the ball. 59% to 41 from Uruguay. The foul was 6-3. Laren booked for dissent just before that free kick. Back to Bratislava. Here are Andy Petrillo and Oliver Platt.
Well, we know to any game there are pros and cons. After the first 45, we're going to try and dissect some of them, but maybe we talk about the start of this game. So it's 2-0. Uruguay takes the lead here. What were you noticing when it comes to Canada and pace of play?
Yeah, just that it's way higher, right, than it was against Qatar, and than it is in a lot of CONCACAF games, and that's what Canada are going to have to get to grips with if they're going to be successful at this World Cup. So you notice when Canada tries to press, and it's brilliant that they are trying to press and being aggressive, it's just a step too slow at times, and that leads to Uruguay getting out. It leads to Bentancur and Valverde playing around them, and then sometimes it leads to fouls too when the challenges come a little bit later than they need to. Then you look in the penalty area as well, right? You know, when the balls come into the box, to Nunes in particular, Canada have had some problems. So it's the pace of play, like you said, it's the quality of individual players you're going up against. Canada are finding out how difficult that can be here.
Yeah, having been pitch side against Qatar versus here against Uruguay, it is definitely a different feeling in the pace of play and the way the players are passing the ball, whether it's quick passing, whether it's switching as well, the sides. And this is exactly what Canada wanted, though. This is the challenge that they wanted. And when they started to get their legs under them, started to feel a little bit more warm, we did start to see the Canada play the game that we know them to play.
Yeah, look, all that being said, I'm encouraged by that half of football. I think there's a ton of positives for Canada in there, because particularly when they have the ball, they're matching that pace. You know, they're knocking it around really, really well at times, particularly down that left-hand side, where Davies has been excellent. David has got in combination with him as well. Adakubi, Eustachio looks not off the level of 2 top central midfielders he's playing opposite whatsoever. So there are some really good things, I think, from a Canadian perspective, particularly when it comes to how they played with the ball, their ability to create chances and to give Uruguay problems. It's a bit more without the ball where like we said, it just needs to be a bit quicker, a bit sharper, and that's exactly why you play these games, is to find that out and then to make the necessary improvements.
They have been looking pretty scary. Of course, Alphonso Davies has been looking good up front. We asked that question on whether or not he could do it now against top talent as a forward. We know he can do it as a left back. And Jonathan David has a nose for goal. He's hit the target a couple times.
Yeah, you can kind of notice the players who play at this kind of level for their clubs, right? They're used to it. They know how quick it is, how quickly they have to make decisions, how good, and sharp technically they have to be. So again, you can see Davies is a Bayern Munich player. David is a little player playing in Ligue 1. Eustachio as well, making that step up to Porto. Those players stand out as players who are adapting to this game very, very quickly and easily. The others, just need to make that adaptation. And again, this is why we're here. This is the game where the result doesn't matter too much. They're going to learn these lessons today, and that's invaluable.
Well, heading into the second half, of course, though, they're going to want to make sure they don't get shut out of this one, or at least keep it close as well. So we'll see what the next 45 has in store for us. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Andy. Optimistic Ollie, I'll take a dose of that. He thinks that there might be a result yet for Les Rouges. We'll get you some final thoughts right after this here on Matchday Live.
For life's transitions, working from home, and even small businesses, life gets better when you have space. With no long-term contracts or leases, get the size you need. First 4 weeks free. Access Storage, proud partner of Canada Soccer's men's national team.
We're used to labels. Apologetic. Sweet. Pushovers.
1, 2, 3,
But screw labels. No more being polite.
Uruguay's lead. Canada did have some chances of their own, but when you're playing at this level, give away half chances, you're oftentimes punished. Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian men's national team defender Jimmy Brennan. The one change coming up for Uruguay, we'll go through that in just a moment. But what do you want to see out of Canada here in the second half?
I want them to continue playing with confidence. When they do get on the ball and they're shifting it around, moving it, finding these little pockets, trying to get in behind, that's when I think we're at our best, when we drive at players and play with a tempo. And I expect to see more of that in this second half, especially that front three. We're so dangerous going forward. But I'd like to see them take those opportunities the exact same way that Uruguay did. Half chances, they've got to be able to finish them.
Andres Caeta comes in, replacing Luis Suarez for Uruguay. So just the one change for Canada remains the same. Borrien's the goalkeeper. Back five of Larea, Johnston, Vittoria, Miller, Natakubi. Piet Eustachio in the middle of the park with Davies, David, and Laren leading the line. Actually, there has been a change for Canada. It appears that Junior Hoylett is now playing on this near side of the field, and Richie Larea looks like he's moved to left back. We will confirm that change. That means that Sam Natakubi would have made way. Hoylett did play that outside right wing back position for the first time for Canada in Friday's 2-0 win over Qatar. Actually, it is Larea. It's being confirmed. Larea is out. Natakubi remains on the field. So it's Hoylett down the right and Natakubi on the left-hand side. Chet. Here comes the high press from Canada. Varela. Switches there. Uruguay read that. Andres Caeta plays that wide right. Andres Caeta, the substitute, is the most assists in the Brazilian league for Flamengo thus far this season. Impact substitutes across the board available for Diego Alonso. Crafty by Natakubi. Press comes on Johnston. Hoylett. Borrien. David.
Great play by David there. Didn't panic at all. Controlled the ball well. Played the simple pass after. That's what you like to see. Not panicking in tough situations.
Big sliding challenge by Bentancur. Piet. Johnston, far post. Laren's there. Oh, he let it run. Into touch for a goal kick. Almost as if he thought a player was behind him coming onto that.
Yeah, it seemed that way, but it's a great ball in. Keeper tried to come and then pulled away because he realized he couldn't get it. Maybe David would have snuck in there in the back stick, but probably thought Lauren was going to get it.
Caceres to Caceres. Plenty of time for Nunez. Heavy touch.
That can't happen there as well. Johnson, Victoria, someone's got to go with him. And not allow that striker to bring the ball down. You can see both of them dropped off. That's just communication.
Oliveira from Napoli remains down. Maybe a little bit of a follow through by Piet. Bentancur to no one. Rare mistake by the Tottenham Hotspur midfielder.
Trying to pass it to there, coach.
Diego Alonso smiling.
Even the managers.
Bentancur part of that, winning that ball back. Steps around Eusakio.
Good pressure by the Canadians.
Really good step by Davies. To Hoylett. Without hesitation, good ball across. Ask some questions of Varela, taking no chances, corner kick Canada.
That's better, I liked it. They're dogging it, they're trying to win the ball back, they win it in good areas. Look what comes of it, you get a corner, you get a half chance. There was a great ball in by Hoylett. It's better to see that urgency.
Eusakio to take this corner kick. Near post, goes straight through. Did Larry get a piece?
What a delivery that was.
De La Cruz fouled by Stefan Eusakio. Big role for Eusakio to play at this upcoming World Cup. It's really become a household name in Canadian football, rightfully so. Starting games in the Champions League for Porto, an excellent Gold Cup, and his performance throughout World Cup qualifying, absolutely top-notch. Johnston. Valverde draped all over him. Good first touch by Kamal Miller. Well, it keeps it in. Valverde with the pressure, the ball played over the top. Larin. Davies shows. Alphonso Davies, heavy touch. Canabio. Well closed down, good patience by Canada. Atakubi. Davies. Semi Piet. Well, it moves wide right, creating some space, just trying to open things up, congested through the central area.
It's better by the Canadians, just keep the ball. Get a rhythm, keep playing it.
It's when Canada's typically lost it in the first half of play, where Uruguay so quick, so good on the counter-attack. Eusakio and Larin closing down. Uruguay going nowhere. Well-structured press by Canada.
The press is looking good now, isn't it, this half? A lot more energy. They're all together when they do press. They're winning it in good areas.
Kubi, the Canada corner kick coming up here in the 54th. Eusakio will try this again. Up goes Stephen Vittoria, Alistair Johnston, and Kamal Miller. Eusakio, good ball, far post, maybe overcooked it a little bit. That's where Vittoria likes to go, was a little bit off balance.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too far. He overhit it. A good pace on it, good whip, but just a little bit too much.
Vittoria steps, big challenge by Stephen Vittoria. Play continues. Eusakio fouled as well. Could have gave either one, to be fair.
Just took a forearm in the face. Center backs are used to that anyways, eh? The strikers always throwing their arms all over the place.
Change here in the 55th minute. One CF Montreal central midfielder for another. Ismail Kone, the 20-year-old, comes in to replace Samuel Piet. 55 minutes. Solid performance by Piet. You know what to expect when Piet plays game in, game out.
He's a quality player. He's got a great engine. Does the dirty work that a lot of players don't want to do. Loves to break up plays, aggressive, but at the same time when he does get on the ball, plays smart.
A reliable option for Canada, depending on the fitness and status of both Atiba Hutchinson and Jonathan Osorio moving forward. Neither central midfielder in this Canada camp. And Ismail Kone, potentially the X factor of the group. Player short on experience, but absolutely high in talent.
A great opportunity this is for him. Playing against Uruguay, go showcase yourself, make something happen. This is where you want the young guys to come on and get these opportunities, to embrace them. Enjoy these moments as a young footballer, playing against some of the best players in the world.
Nunez is going to put pressure. Borien comes again.
Is that for a touch?
Davies trapped. De La Cruz wins it. Miller now under pressure. Calm. Doesn't have the feel of a 2-0 game, does it? Just very competitive, good football being played by both sides. Brilliant switch. Great control. Hoylett. Oliveira holds his ground. What Herman will like is the way they're limiting space, and when Uruguay are in those tight areas, they're closing down quickly, organized numbers.
No, they are. You can see they're ushering them into certain areas. They know the areas of the pitch that they want to win the ball, and they're making it difficult for Uruguay.
Another miscue from Uruguay. Canada at 61% possession against Qatar in the 2-0 win on Friday. Both the same right now against Uruguay. Out shooting them today 6-4. Laren, his 25th goal. Canada last time out. Here's Hoylett. Davies. Hoylett slides through the defender, Oliveira. Mixed results last time out for Canada's World Cup opponents. Belgium losing 1-0 to Netherlands. Croatia looked very good in the 3-1 victory over Austria. Canobio, big overlap. Bentancur. De La Cruz. Over the far post, Nunez was there. Big foot of Steven Vittoria.
Victoria does well there.
Saved to third.
If he misses that, that ball's in the back of the net. Does very well defending.
Thais Oliveira going into the book in the 60th minute. That's more about persistent fouling on Alphonso Davies more than anything else.
Shows you how dangerous they are around that box. Uruguay can't give them any opportunities.
Two of the younger players in the Uruguayan camp having about to have a run. Satriano and Miguel Ugarte is coming into the match here. Rodrigo Bentancur, his day is done. Darwin Nunez has the goal in the 33rd minute. He comes off as well. So Suarez and Nunez both off. Maybe somewhat of a relief for the Canadian back line, but still plenty of work to do. And Ugarte replaces Bentancur in the middle of the park. Bentancur was all over it this game. He was forward, dropped back. Ugarte more of a traditional defensive holding midfielder. Premier League fans will be relieved that players come off unscathed. Nunez of Liverpool, Bentancur of Spurs. Here's the goal, once again, from Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, what a great finish that is. Perfect ball. Gets up early. Heads it down, makes it very difficult for a goalkeeper to save.
Laren can't take advantage of the giveaway. Add David to his left.
Davies was going as well. You could see he wanted that ball.
Another poor giveaway. Davies, but under his foot. Pressure still on. David. Stacchio makes a run. So does Davies. Oliveira. Right place, right time. Half clearance. Davies still on it. Wins out 1v1. David turns! Stopped by Rochette. Canada coming close again in the 63rd.
That was good play. Giveaway by Uruguay. The Canadians have got to punish teams when they give that ball away. And we get in good areas. There, David makes the goalkeeper work. He knows exactly where he is when he's in that box. He knows where that goal is. He had one thing on his mind. He's going to bend it in that far corner.
Vittoria, Miller, Johnston all in the mix. Davies to take. Davies near post. Laren turns, fouled, free kick, Canada. With the right foot of Stacchio or the left foot of Davies here on the set piece in the 65th. Stacchio. It's in the area. Come on, Miller.
What a great ball that was. Makes good contact, but he's got to get the ball down and on target. Another chance for Canada. Kamal Miller
Does have goals with CF Montreal this season. There's 2 of them. Yet to open up his Canada account, but getting into good spaces. Really good service. Here's the press again, forces another giveaway. David turns into 2 Uruguay defenders. Chance for Uruguay to go the other way. 4v4. Kone trying to track back. De La Cruz. Valverde. Varela inside the area, knocked on, knocked over.
Tell you, I'm liking the press with the Canadians winning that ball in good areas. There just has to be a final product. Got to get that ball on net.
Got on to win that ball in so many dangerous spots in the attacking third. Real positive for this Canada side.
It is a positive. It's great to see the confidence that these players have. And some of the football that they're playing is brilliant.
David fouled.
Just when we get those opportunities, we have to take them. When you're playing in Belgium, you're going to get limited opportunities. You're going to get half a chance. And you've got to punish teams.
It's high risk, high reward, isn't it? The way that they're playing, this team isn't going to sit back.
No, you don't want them to sit back. You want the players to be able to go out there and express themselves. Play football the right way, and they are. And I tell you that every time that they're pressing and they're winning that ball back in good areas, that's giving the Canadians more confidence now, because they'll be looking at the Uruguay players saying,
David to Laren. Spins himself into a little bit of a circle.
They'll be saying to themselves, every time we press it, we go in numbers. They're just giving the ball back to us. So the more you do it, the more confidence you get.
Kubi steps to his man. Another giveaway. Kone. Good ball, David. Laren. Kubi. Plays it low.
It's got to be better service from Kubi. He'll know that himself. You're in a great area. Pick somebody out.
Oh, not much there at all. De La Peña De La Cruz felt the pressure.
Soft. That drives you nuts as a player. Players fall over way too easy.
Kone breaks up that move by Uruguay. Davies. Canada take advantage. Davies, quick step across. Good ball. Laren was there, far post. Kone breaks up that play for the time being. Kamal Miller's going to put pressure on Canobio. Ball played across. Johnston. Pressure by Cetriano. Two Canadian players, both in an offside position. Rare chance Uruguay can actually collect their breath. Valverde. And it wins it again. High. Eustachio taken down. Garte saying get up, but looked like there was a foul and the referee just missed it. Big collision.
No, there's no foul. No foul.
Canada's third World Cup opponent, Morocco, plays Paraguay today. Impressive, they beat Chile 2-0 on Friday, outshooting Chile in that game 20-3. Notably, Hakim Ziyech left back Mazraoui, both back into the team after being exiled by Morocco's previous manager. Both back in, even making them a difficult outfit to face come Qatar. Caeta. We saw Balou Tabla's goal for Atletico Auto on the weekend. Many Canadian supporters are saying, Puskas, Puskas. Well, Caeta was actually a candidate a couple years back. Wonderful bicycle kick, goal, top corner. I think Balou's was probably better, though.
Some finish.
Varela. Canada again back in numbers. Good defending. Eustachio caught. Oliveira. Garte. Cruz. There's a chance we see Tejan Buchanan returning from injury today for Canada. He's instructed he won't play any more than 15 minutes. We'll see. Has to be the right time for a player coming back from a long-term injury. Forced too much too soon?
No, of course not. They know exactly what they're doing. John's obviously spoke with the physios and medical team, and they'll make sure that they get him enough minutes in this match. He comes away, no issues. You never want to force players and play longer than what they should do, and there's a chance that they could re-injure themselves. So they'll have it all planned out exactly how long he's going to play for.
Canada free kick here. Another two changes coming up for Uruguay. He opened the scoring. Nicolas de la Cruz leaves. Holding midfielder Lazio Mendocino comes in to replace him in the 73rd minute. What a free kick it was. Actually slipped taking the free kick. Nico de la Cruz. Vincino is in.
He's a quality player, isn't he? De la Cruz. Got great technique. Makes that one perfect.
And Mateus Vinha comes in. I wonder if there's an injury. As the substitutes taken off in favor of Vinha, Caeta comes off. Vinha's a left back. Perhaps a change in shape, we'll see. Ike Ugbo now on the field, as you can see right there, wearing number 12 for Canada. Davies. Kone. Kone. Adeku. Ismail Kone. Farbos. Roland Johnston both there.
Got a corner out of it. Some good play by the Canadians. Get the balls into good areas.
Davies goes short. Eustachio touches that on. Kone. Ike Ugbo played 30 minutes against Qatar, missed a golden goal scoring opportunity for a rebound from a Lorea chance. Here's Davies. He's dancing. Toilet. Well closed down by Uruguay that time. Goal kick. Uruguay in a group, Portugal, Ghana, and South Korea. This team in last World Cups has been a difficult team to play against. Knocked out by the World Cup champions 2018 in Russia 2-0. France beat them in the quarterfinal.
Such a small country, they do produce some fantastic footballers, some great teams over the years.
Especially the striking talent. I mean, going through the years, Forlan, Cavani, Suarez. Now, Nunez is the next to that breed. Losing Barcelona's Ronaldo Rojo, not good news. Ahead of the World Cup, sounds like he's electing for surgery on his right thigh. He was injured against Iran, had to come off early and play right back to play center back. Godin, Jimenez can both come back into the team. Bags of experience in both those players. Godin, simply not the player he once was, but there's no substitute for that kind of experience, even if you need him off the bench rather than starting game in, game out. Anakubi. It's been a productive camp for John Herdman. Speaking to him, really positive about the team's output, what they've been able to accomplish, replicating World Cup protocol. Good mood amongst the players. Some difficult choices as to who punches their ticket to Qatar. Johnston. Foul,
Right.
but we're starting to get a sense of who he will lean on come the tournament time.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see that. And I think, you know, as a manager, that's what you want. You want hard decisions with the players that you've got to take. And some of these players have come in, they've done a good job. You know, he'll be sitting with his staff, and he'll get the right players that he thinks he's going to do the job when they get there.
Toilet. Good control. Junior looks comfortable at that right wing back positions. Played there more for Reading this season. League championship. Davies drops deep. Good decision to Miller. Good defensive rotation by Uruguay. Kone. Davies, see you later. Davies trying to slide that through for Johnston. Anakubi was available to his left.
Yeah, I think Anakubi would have been the one for him there. Opened up, he could have just slipped him in, but you can see what he went for. He went for that little reverse pass. Maybe could have been a little bit selfish as well, taking another yard or two and had a shot himself.
Akubi out, and there he is, Tajon Buchanan. Entered the game in the 79th minute. Theo Corbeanu is going to play as well. Significant. Buchanan, 18 starts in the previous 21 Canada games he was available for. Last club game, May 22nd for Anderlecht. And Theo Corbeanu back in the Canada camp as well. On some really good form with Blackpool right now. 3 goals in 10 games on loan in the championship from Blackpool. So Victoria comes out, so a change of formation for Canada as well. It's like Johnston and Miller are going to be your 2 center backs. Buchanan to his left and Toilet to his right. Canada really going for this. This is a side with a ton of attacking players and talent. Miller. Kone knocks down Johnston. Toilet, that doesn't come off. So a 4-4-2 for Canada. Corbeanu down the right-hand side. It's going to be Upu and David up top and Davies. There's more of a little bit of a freelance role in behind. Davies has actually shifted to left back with Buchanan playing in front of him. There he is. Shit. It's the Uruguay goalkeeper's 9th game. He's only conceded once. It came last time out against Iran. Corbinu. Just a correction from a moment ago. It was Canobio that came off in the Uruguay sub. Rascaeta remains on the field for Uruguay. Federico Valverde, his day is done, the Real Madrid man. Industrious as ever. The true star comes off to a standing ovation. Formerly of LAFC, Diego Rossi comes into the match for Uruguay. Good test for Canada playing against a player like Valverde. Top class, top quality, plays for Real Madrid. I mean,
Of course it is. That's what you want as a player. You want to play against the best. You want to test yourself, see where you are as an individual and a player. And like I said before, these are the moments you've got to enjoy these games.
see if we can find some rhythm here over the last 10 minutes. So many changes, tends to break up the play, the stop-starts, change of personnel, formation.
The rhythm goes a little bit out of the game when there's so many stops and starts. Ball gets given away a little bit too cheaply.
Kone, Stacchio. There goes Alphonso Davies. Good strength by Davies, holding off two Uruguay players. Wishful ball to Hoylett, plays him to trouble. Johnston with the block on Satriano. Kone found some safe space. Really well done by Ismail Kone. Corbinu, plenty of space. Too close to Vigna. Corbinu scored just 4 minutes after coming on in his Canada debut in the first round of World Cup qualifying against Bermuda.
Keep coming down this right side. I'd like to see us go down that left side. Get Buchanan isolated one-on-one if you can. See if you can create a little bit of magic.
Hoylett, it's a good ball. David just couldn't get it out of his feet. A little bit of indecision between David and Davies. These half chances continue to present themselves for Canada.
And at that World Cup, those half chances, you've got to finish them.
Corbinu to the far post. Buchanan's there. Tejan. As Davies finds him. Davies hits into traffic. Too many wearing light blue. Rescaeta. Kone wins that battle. Ismail Kone has been very good since coming on.
Yeah, he's a good player. I like him. He's got a good presence out in that pitch. Good ball control. He's not afraid to get into a tackle.
Corbeanu. Shoulder to shoulder. Strong challenge. Oliveira. Uruguay with some numbers. Ugarte. Rossi. Miller wins that battle. Say this, Jim, although Canada down 2-0, unfazed, looked strong, taking the game to a very good team.
No, I agree with you. Especially this half, Uruguay really hasn't caused us any problems.
Here's Davies. Corbeanu to his right, Buchanan to his left. Still on it, does well to hold off his man, just to be a little bit too cute.
Just play simple there. You're drawing a few players, and you got to release that ball once they all start coming out. But like I said before, look, Uruguay hasn't caused us too many problems whatsoever. And we've had half chances ourselves. And we've just got to be able to be brave enough and take those shots and finish those opportunities. And we played some fantastic football as well. Really have.
Davies has just tried to force the issue a little bit here over the last 10 minutes. Good learning for him as well, as he's playing a completely different role with this Canada side than he does with Bayern Munich. Something like he's given the license, Jimmy, to be the initiator, to be the aggressor for this Canada side.
Yeah, for sure. But it shows you the type of player that he is. He's willing to play anywhere. He'll play wide left back. He'll come inside. He's such a clever player and so vital for this team. And he's a game changer. He can make something happen out of nothing. Maybe at times, yeah, he's holding on to it a little bit too much because he's trying to make something happen himself. But it's just realizing when to release it and when to make something happen. But for all, he's such a great player.
And Herdman's been very clear. Davies sees himself as an attacking player for Canada. And it's about him building the proper structure around him to take advantage of what he brings to the team.
That's right. Yeah, he is an attacking-minded player. He's got bags of pace. Defenders are terrified of him. It's the last thing you want as Alphonso Davies running at you as a defender.
Another complete performance by Stefan Eustachio. And a real battle in the midfield with Bentancur and Valverde. Absolutely held his ground. Stefan Eustachio, your Gatorade performance of the match for Canada.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's such a great player. He's always looking to get on that ball. Doesn't matter the situation, how many players are around him. Constantly wants it.
Corbeanu. Chops it across. Kone showed a caution. I mean, the scream told a different story than what looked to have actually played out. Diego Rossi goes down. Kone into the book.
Might have just got a little piece of him, his foot, but it's the way it is. You scream, the referees, you get their attention, they'll end up blowing the whistle.
I think Kone had his back to the player.
Yeah, he turned. I think he stepped on it too.
Herdman will name his squad in one more World Cup tune-up match as Canada plays Japan in the build-up to the World Cup. Be another good test, a team of a different profile. Another good high-pressing team full of energy, setting the tone for how Canada wants to play. Final minute of the 90, Johnston wins that challenge. Well done, Ali Johnston.
Very good defending. What I do like as well, you're in the 89th minute. Canadians are still looking to get on the ball and play. They're still looking to press. They're still playing with high energy. It's been a great game for them and a good test.
Buchanan. Tejan. Ball goes across. Well done by Buchanan. We've seen him do that down the right-hand side so many times, now doing it down the left.
That's where he's at his best. He just loves running at players, taking defenders on, making something happen. When you have players like that, keep giving them the ball. Because the more they take the defenders on and make something happen, the more confidence they have.
A couple more minutes in this one. Jimmy, that team you were a part of, the Gold Cup champions, 2-0 over Colombia, is going to remain. Last time Canada beat a team from South America. What a memory that was. DeVos, Corzine with the goals that day. Great memories.
Yeah.
Historic day for Canadian football, and more history is going to be made.
It was a lot of
2 months.
fun, for sure.
Some good tests for Canada against South American opponents as well. 3-2 loss to Brazil in 2008. 94, a 1-1 draw with Brazil at Commonwealth.
Tied Brazil, I think, in the Confederation Cup, 2002.
Most recently, a 1-0 loss to Colombia, a team that did well in the World Cup. James Rodriguez, a 74th-minute winner at Red Bull Arena. Borjan was in that side. So was Henry, so was Laren. Here is Buchanan. Loves to go 1v1, like you said. And another Canada corner kick coming up here in the late stages. 90 seconds or more to go. Set pieces, work in progress for Canada, that's safe to say.
Yeah, they need to definitely clean that up. They need better movement, better delivery.
Will Herdman be happy with this performance?
Look, I would like to think so. I mean, there's been an awful lot of positives that have come out of this match. You know, to see Canada up against Uruguay, it was a fantastic squad, and knock the ball around the way that they are, creating opportunities, getting at players. You know, I think it's a very good performance, and I think he'll be pleased. Sure, there's going to be a few negatives that he'll be looking at with his staff and saying, okay, we've got to correct this, and you know, when we do go forward, we got to make sure that we sense danger, we're organized, because good teams are going to punish us and break the lines and get at us the other way. But overall, it's been a good performance.
Perhaps the last chance for Canada. I mean, they've given up 3 chances, and 2 times the ball found the back of the net. Set piece goal, one off the gloves of Milan Borjan, and another one coming 10-15 seconds after a throw.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, there's going to be a few things they'll clean up, but overall they'll be happy. And then in the final third as well, I'm sure they're going to be working on a few things.
Davies, another half clearance. Hoylett hits up and over, and that'll do it. An encouraging Canadian performance. They went toe-to-toe with a vastly experienced, a very good Uruguay side, and absolutely looked the part. Unable to take advantage of chances, well, Uruguay did. It was De La Cruz on a set piece in the 6th minute, opened the scoring for Uruguay. Darwin Nunez, a headed goal, the 33rd, doubled Uruguay's lead. Canada came close on multiple occasions, but not quite enough. The window slammed shut for Canada. Still work to do, but they head into the next 2 months feeling good about themselves. A lot of confidence to take into Qatar. Final score from Slovakia. It's Canada 0, Uruguay 2.
The final here, Uruguay over Canada. Both those goals coming in the first half. Canadians making some substitutions. You see Tejan Buchanan as well. He came on into this, has missed the better part of 2 months with an injury. So nice for him to get on for the Canadian squad here in their second last game before they head to Qatar. Of course, there is that game against Japan on November 17th as we welcome you inside the National Stadium here in Bratislava, Slovakia. Andy Petrillo and Oliver Platt. We had some questions heading into this one, knowing that this was going to be Canada's toughest test before World Cup. Uruguay ranked 13th. They got the test that they wanted, in particular, the defense. That was a question heading into this one. How would the defense handle this type of firepower? So let's look in particular at that back line. What did you make of it?
Yeah, they were taught some lessons, I think, and that was needed tonight. You know, we know going into the World Cup, the caliber of opponent they're going to be facing, it's going to be another step up. And with Luis Suarez and Darwin Núñez and all the players around them for Uruguay, they got a taste of that tonight, which I think is really important. There were things that they're going to need to improve on. You know, some of the use of the ball, there were some sloppy moments playing out the back that obviously have to be cleaned up at this level. You can't make those errors. And then aerially as well, Núñez gave them some real problems, and that's been, I think, a bit of a feature, not too often for Canada, but we have seen it before. They're not blessed with giants at centre-back outside of Steven Vittoria,
Yeah.
so they need to defend those collectively as